What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Trout Wrangler Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Garrity. That guy right there, Mr. Maverick Finn, our show's vibe curator. Mr. Ricky, the vibe curator, Ricky. He's on the Trout Wrangler Podcast. Good dude. Hey, shake. Give me a shake. Handshake. Heck yeah. All right. Let's get into this podcast. But first, before I get into this podcast, I want to thank you guys for blowing up that Low Country D episode. That was pretty cool. Just like absolutely insane that one of my podcasts got that many views. And that you guys enjoyed it so much. But before we get into this podcast, I want to thank the show partners of Athletic Coffee, Free Fly Apparel, Yeti Coolers, Cordina Eyewear. If you want to save free shipping on your Cordina order, check the show notes. If you want to save a month of Trout Routes Premium for completely free, check the show notes. Now, for today's podcast, we have a super fun podcast, a largely growing group in Charleston, South Carolina. Um, a really fun podcast. We have Sage from the Lady Fly Club in Charleston. So, without further ado, next is our episode with Sage from the Lady Fly Club.
Yeah, cool.
What's up, guys? Like I said in the intro, we do have an interview with a very large growing group down in Charleston, South Carolina, if I do say so myself. I'm gonna kick it over to you to let you introduce yourself, Sage.
Yeah, I'm Sage. I live in Charleston, South Carolina, and I'm the founder and facilitator for Lady Fly Club based in Charleston, where we teach ladies of all ages how to get into fly fishing, how to tie flies, monthly at different fly shops around town or just different locations altogether, and kind of keep this community of women together throughout the year around other things than just tournaments.
It's one of those things you see it growing every day. Like every day, I see like a new thing. I'm pretty sure I sent Sean like the original TikTok you made,
Uh-huh.
where I remember I think you were like, "Hey, I was at a fly tying night last night, and I was like the only female there."
Yes,
And
yes.
and I
You
sent him
saw that?
that, and
That is so funny.
and he's like, "Oh, he's like Sarah had coffee with her this morning." But
Yes.
like, it's crazy to see how it kind of grew from there and how big it is now. Like your first two events, that was very impressive. You
Thank you.
don't even see like fly tying nights even around here with that many people in it.
Yeah, that's so funny you saw that TikTok because that was like 6 months ago when I was just going to tying nights by myself, trying to learn more myself, and I was always the only girl in the room. And it was very intimidating. And as somebody that can walk into a lot of rooms full of men and am used to being in those sort of scenarios, I think guys have even told me themselves, like, no, that's an intimidating room to walk into. And
Oh
doing
yeah.
it as a girl and trying to get into something you don't know a lot about can be so difficult. So that's funny you saw that. Yeah. Um, and honestly, that video got so many girls messaging me saying, I want to come with you next time. Let me know when there's the next one. And that kind of like is what started me wanting to host just all women's tying nights. Because I was like, well, wait, there's a lot of other girls that want to do this too that just don't know where to start. So I feel like it just made sense for me to start this.
Oh yeah, I think that like a lot of people don't talk about that, how intimidating it actually is to like walk into a fly shop for like the very first time. And it's like I remember I was in like I want to say freshman in high school or the 8th grade, walking into a fly shop for the first time and seeing a dude like 20 years older than you, 30 years older than you sitting behind the counter. And I'm like, I'm not going to ask this dude where these fish are. He's going to look at me like I'm an idiot. But it's like, it had to have been tougher, especially going into like, where was the fly tying night that you went to?
The one that I made that video about specifically was, well, okay, let me actually not say that. I go back and forth every month to Hadrill's, Fin to Feather, in Mount Pleasant.
Oh yeah, good
And then,
people.
yeah, they're awesome. And then 843 that just got here, they're in West Ashley. And I was going to both of them back and forth. And I know people at both of them, and it's still very intimidating.
Oh
Even though I know I'm walking in and I have a friend there, it's still intimidating. So
yeah,
it's both of those places. But that's where I've had both of my past Lady Fly Club events too. And they're so supportive, and they love the ladies community, and they love helping out, and they want to do everything possible to make sure the women feel good, and like we're explaining things in a way that's really approachable to women and led by women, which is really important too. That's really important to me. Like, we can have women show up is one thing, but to have a lady leading all of the events is huge and very
yeah.
important.
And it's one of those things. It's like it's me and one of my buddies like hopping up there, like going and trying to teach a bunch of women how to tie flies. It's a completely different experience, like a completely different experience. I feel like for sure, like it could go great with a male too, but it's like women just understand women more. Whereas like if it was me, I couldn't tell you one single thing about a woman. I have no idea how I found a girlfriend. but
Yeah,
but it just
and I think also just giving the women that are guides and are serious professionals in this area some sort of stage to show off what they have accomplished and
right.
all figured out on their own without things like Lady Fly Club, and being like in an area like Charleston where we are grateful enough to have those women that know what they're doing. Not a lot of towns do. So I think also like giving women the visibility to teach
Right.
other women is like something so special that we can do in Charleston.
100%. There is some of the female guides that I've met are such badasses. They're cool as hell. Have you talked to Taylor Farfor from I want to say it's not Waynesville. I haven't personally met her, but the guys from Historic Coast told me about her that she's complete badass, cool as hell.
Oh,
She's from
yes.
where's she from? They have the big fly fish, Maggie Valley. That's where she's from.
Okay. I
She's super cool.
Yeah, I don't know her personally, but I think I have heard Justin from Historic Coast mention her because they're looking at doing a women's event down there um, in St. Augustine, which is really cool. So, yeah, I love it. It's really cool, honestly.
It
Like,
is.
people seeing Lady Fly Club from all over the country and then people are starting to host their own women's nights in places, which is just really cool.
Yeah, that's something that like more people need to do. Like 100%. Like my girlfriend maybe would get into fly fishing if she had like a supportive group of women around here that would like run something like that. But there's really nobody that does it around here. Maybe I'll get her to kick that off. but
No, and I get that a lot too. I get a lot of girls who are wives or girlfriends of guys that are really into fly fishing or guides, and they want to be into it, but they don't want to approach it as just oh, it's my husband teaching me, oh, it's my boyfriend teaching me, and they want their own community, and I feel like that's why it's so fun and so special because we all like have that shared common interest. So yeah, it's awesome.
oh yeah, that is kind of why this podcast started is because so I could quit talking my girlfriend's ear off about fly fishing 'cause she didn't care about it. but What kind of inspired you? We kind of already probably hit on a lot of this, but what inspired you to create a space specifically for women in fly fishing, and who were kind of like the people or experiences that helped you shape that vision early on? I'm pretty sure we just absolutely answered that question.
Yeah, I mean, talking a little bit about things like going on my own to things and just feeling intimidated and wanting to create a space that feels good is one of the main reasons. But I think also the Charleston area specifically has the Lady Red tournament in September of every year,
Yeah.
which I know you're familiar with. You've had Julie on before. It's an awesome tournament, and it brings in women from all over the country. But the primary group of those women fishing a tournament like that do exist in Charleston year round and want to keep learning about fly fishing, want to get better, and want to get like connected in the community. And I think there just isn't enough things throughout the year, especially winter and experiencing my first winter ever. Um, as somebody, I'm born and raised in South Florida, so it
Oh,
was
cool.
definitely a departure for me. But so the tournament is so fun, and then we're running into the girls that fish it here and there, and they're all like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for September, I can't wait for Lady Red, I can't wait to see you like later. And I'm like, we're all here, why are we not meeting at least monthly and getting deeper into this passion that we all have? Because I like to, a lot of people will tell me like, thank you so much for creating this space, and that's really what it is. It's not a community that I created, it's just a space to like house that community, because the community is already here and they just really needed the space to meet and gather and learn more and encourage each other. So that's kind of why it started and where the inspiration came from.
See, that's cool because it's like you came from South Florida. There's got to be something where it's like you probably have like a bazillion friends that you didn't think you'd have now. Like I know you're friends with a lot of the girls down there that are in the fishing community, but it's like you probably have like 20, 30, 40, 50 new friends by the end of every month.
Yeah, no, totally. And it's what's really cool is it's new girls every time. It's not the
Yeah.
same crowd, and it's a lot of beginners who just want to get into it, and it's really really special. Yeah, it's crazy. Each time I meet like 20 new girls. And I'm like, "How did you hear about it?" And they all hear about it through something different. And I'm like, "Well, now you're here."
Yeah, that is awesome. They do like there is such a huge hub down there. I don't think a lot of people talk about it. Like you always have that hub down in the Keys, and then you have that hub. I don't really just the Keys and Charleston at this point, but like you also have those ones up the Gulf Coast of Florida. But it's like really the two southeast hubs for fly fishing are like South Florida and Charleston, and it's just like everybody's already there. It's just like you put together a huge group for women, which is something that could probably go all over now.
Yes.
Which you're going to expand it a little bit more? You think have
Well,
like different facilitators in different states?
yeah, people have been asking me that. Right now, so I'm born and raised in Fort Myers, and I still have a pretty strong connection to that area, Sanibel, 239, flies in that area. Um, and I actually do get to go back a good bit. So I'm looking at personally hosting a 239 event.
Oh, that's awesome.
Um, it might not necessarily be at the fly shop. It might be a little more exciting and like a really cool location in partnership with 239. But yeah, so I'm looking at personally doing things in 239 in Charleston and just kind of seeing how that goes. But I really want to just condense the narrative and keep it with what it is before taking on too much,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just keep it kind of the main areas, like you said, like South Florida and Charleston, where it's really big saltwater fly fishing, I'd say. Freshwater is a whole other thing, and
Oh yeah.
they have their own communities and do their own thing, and I think that they're awesome, and they're probably further along as far as women in the fly fishing industry go collectively. But my focus is saltwater and those two areas.
Oh yeah. 239's an awesome shop. Nikki and Jimbo are so damn funny. We
Yeah,
had
you've
I
been
had
you've been down there.
I haven't been down there. I had them on the podcast with
Oh,
Trip Naziola from Fly Lords and their social media guy. Dude, that was a while ago now, like 4 months ago, 5 months ago maybe. And
mhm.
dude, they are hysterical. Two of the funniest friggin' dudes I've ever met.
Really? Yeah. Yeah. They're awesome. It's really cool also to have the connection 239 to 843 back and forth
Yeah,
between two places that I've lived.
yeah. Dude, Fort Myers is awesome. I usually try and make a trip down there every spring because I'm a massive Red Sox fan, and
Oh yeah.
Fenway the South's down there, and I try to do it every year, but half the time I never get down to it, and I don't want to give the Red Sox any more money. Is how this season's going, but
Yeah,
but
that's funny. I forget about the baseball stadium there.
it's awesome. Like honestly, in the spring, I like it. It's a great time. I lived down in Ocala for 2 years, and I'd actually drive out to Fort Myers just to go to Red Sox spring training like once a week,
Oh my
and I
god.
was I was spending a ridiculous amount of money on gas, and I'm sitting there. I was like, I live down there with my uncle, and he'd work. He's like, "What you doing today? Like, if you're off work?" I was like, "Going to watch the Red Sox in Fort Myers." It's like again.
That's funny.
Yes.
Cal is like the middle of like nowhere.
Oh, it sucks. It's horrible. I so we technically lived like Ocala, um, Summerfield border.
Okay.
And at that time I was like big into bass fishing. I have my bass boat in my front yard and all that. Not in my front yard really, but it's kind of like my side yard. And one morning I woke up and there was a homeless dude picking through my engine. And I was like, what do you think you're doing? I'm about to go out and pull this boat out of the driveway. Like, did you take any parts off the motor? He was like, oh no, I was actually just getting ready to. Just a homeless dude picking through my motor. I was like, dude, if you took anything off it and this boat doesn't run right today, I'm gonna lose my shit. But just an interesting little like clash of people. Like I was working for the villages, so it's like you had that whole like all the old people, and then you had kind of like crackheads
Some,
and
some rednecks.
yeah, just
That's
straight
just
up.
Florida. Like
Yeah, it
Florida's
is.
a melting pot of like the craziest characters, and that's why it works.
Yeah, it's cool. I loved living there. Other than people picking through my picking through my boat motor, but just like a lot of people don't realize like the fishery that's up north there as well too. Like that historic coast down to Crystal River and stuff. It's like that whole state just has great fishing. That's what I loved. Like
Hmm.
I broke my bass boat and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go catch a tarpon on the Space Coast, and my bass boat just started sitting as soon as I started catching tarpon on the Space Coast.
Totally. Yeah.
But what's we already talked about the core mission. We're answering so many questions like without even trying to. But how important are the in-person experiences for building lasting connections, you think, for the core group?
Yeah, I think especially when it's something like fly fishing and it's such a connected and interpersonal experience with nature, the people that are pursuing fly fishing are people that value connections in these personal community spaces. And I think that's why it works. I think that's why it draws women in to like so many women in. um, my first tying night had, I think it was 40 or 45 women, which was crazy. I don't know where they
It's
came
a
from.
ton.
I only knew a fraction of them. And our second one had 52. And then we just like kind of did like a mixed event last night, and there was like 40 to 50 there too. So I think like just in numbers, they value in-person things like that so much. And also, there are already so many events that aren't specifically for men, but only men go. And I think a lot of my friends who are married to or dating guys that are in those tournaments or going to those events, they show up and they are like, where are all the girls? Like, I want to have a great time. And it's just like a bro fest. And the guys are like, they know it too, and they will say it. So I think that those in-person communities and connections are kind of what drives us and what makes us even like want to be a part of the fly fishing community even more, because it
Oh
makes you
yeah.
feel just less alone. Like, it's definitely, it's not a social sport, but it's a communal thing,
Right.
and it's just, it makes it so much better. And I think also in the digital age where so many of us are friends with people in the fly fishing community, since it is so small and niche on social media, we don't always get to see those people in person at events and hosting clubs and monthly events. Kind of just brings those people together, which is really cool. Just like the festivals and stuff. It's,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was like we were down. My girlfriend and I brought our dog down for Seawee. I didn't even step foot in Seawee. I set up at Cast and Drafts because I'm buddies with like Connor and Langston and all them.
Yes. I
And
was there.
dude, it was awesome because it's like all the Seawee stuff got over, and I think everyone I knew was at like the Frontier Lounge that whole night,
I
and
was there.
we're dude, I was so blackout drunk that night. I do apparently I met Julia that night, and I did not recollect it worth a shit. Dude,
That
like past like 11 o'clock, it started getting blurry as fuck. Like
I was
I
with Julia all night.
what? Yeah, Sean was like
You though.
Sean was like
Oh yeah,
Sean said
they had the
something.
ponies.
Yes, they had the dude. I was that one night. I think it was Sarah and I kept going up to the bar, and it's like she kept coming back with sixers of High Lifes,
The pony,
and
yes, the little
yeah,
ones.
I had like literally my arms full of Coors Banquet at one point, and I put them down. I was like, "Hey, I got banquets for everybody," and they're like, "Oh, we're all drinking High Life." I was like, "Well, here I am. I got eight Coors Banquets in front of my face." I was like, "If y'all aren't gonna drink them, I will." And
Yes, that was so
towards
fun.
towards the later half of that night, I was starting to get unhinged, and my girlfriend was like, "Time to go to the
Oh my
house.
god.
Time
Yeah,
to get the hell out of public."
that is. I live like dangerously close to Frontier. So I just walked home, but it's funny. I too many times I just have to Irish goodbye and just like see myself out of Frontier.
Dude, that is a very cool bar. It
Yeah,
like is
it's fun.
it was packed that night.
It always is.
Packed. And dude, that it was cool. I'd never been to that bar. I think literally only been to the Blind Tiger and Shem Creek whenever I've been there. But
Good spots.
good
Definitely,
spots.
definitely go for the bachelor trip.
Hey, that's probably where we're gonna end up. We're trying to run into Danny McBride. It's like that's like me. That's like I love that dude. He's so funny. But let's see. We already answered the beginner's question. Why do you think more women are being drawn to the sport of fly fishing now than in the past?
Yeah, I think the fly fishing industry as a whole is growing exponentially.
Rapidly,
Um,
huge.
it's crazy.
It's not.
And I think it's kind of like the resurgence of skate and surf in the early 2000s. It's very similar to that. I've seen some comparisons in that way. And I think outdoor brands, are catering more to women and making it more accessible for women also, and just making it kind of known more on social media that women have a place in this industry too, whether that's professionally or just as a hobby at your leisure. So that's awesome to see. And brands are really just being supportive of women in the sport. But I don't know. I think it's it's one of those things where even if you don't have a male figure in your life that's into it, women just want to be a part of a hobby that
Right.
is connected to nature and something different. And that's what a lot of girls are coming up to me and saying, like, this is something I've always wanted to learn about, and I just had no idea how. Or, like, they see a sticker on my water bottle and they're like, what is that? I want to go to that. Like, they just want to be a part of it. Whether that's activity wise, community wise. And I think there is a community already that exists for it, but if you make the space, they will come.
Right. Dude, you made a great point about the fishing industry. It is getting absolutely massive now. Like I know it used to be like the model train industry was bigger than the fly fishing industry, and the fishing industry is like whole really, but like it is starting to grow so much to
Mhm.
the point where it's kind of crazy to see how big it is getting.
Yeah, and it's crazy also to be on the like front side of it where it's people still look at me weird when they hear fly fishing, which I'm sure they do to some degree to men, but like people have there's no grasp when people are like, oh, why'd you move to Charleston? Oh, there's great fly fishing here. People have no idea. Like you're either in or you're out of that conversation,
Yeah.
and there's no in between. And yeah, but the industry it's growing, but it's funny when people will say stuff like that.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. Like I've said something to someone like I was talking to somebody. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going fly fishing." They're like, "What is fly fishing?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "You ever seen the movie A River Runs Through It?" And they're like, "The one with shoot, who was it? Brad Pitt? No, it wasn't Brad Pitt. The fuck? Who? It's blank in my mind.
I
It's
don't
blank.
remember.
Shoot, it
And I
might have been
just
Brad
was
Pitt.
having this conversation too with somebody about the movie.
Shoot, it might have been
Because
Brad Pitt.
have you seen the Madison?
Oh, great show. Absolutely fantastic show.
It is Brad Pitt. It is Brad Pitt.
I was,
Madison is phenomenal.
oh yeah.
And to speak on like a show that involves fly fishing and women, phenomenal. That
Oh yeah.
entire series is narrated through, I mean, Taylor Sheridan wrote it, and it's like nothing else he's ever put out. But it's, if like anybody hasn't seen it, um,
Fantastic show.
it's fantastic. It's about fly fishing, it's about family, and it's about women in the family, like being able to do everything on their own. And in some ways is it uses fly fishing as kind of a metaphor for life. And I think
Yeah.
any fly fisherman can take parallels and knows parallels and appreciates parallels from fly fishing, from slowing down, from the patience it takes and applying it to life. And I think that show does it phenomenally.
Oh, it hit it on all aspects. Like the beginning is a little bit sad. It is a
Yeah.
tad sad, but like that's what my girlfriend was saying. She was like, I was having a conversation with her like before I started watching that show. I'm like, man, I'm kind of burned out on the whole Taylor Sheridan thing. Like, it's all so repetitive and stuff like that. And then we
Violent.
watched that. I was like, this is awesome. I was
It was,
like, this is a fantastic show.
it was
And
awesome.
it's like the amount there was so much Sims stuff in it. I want to know if like Sims was like, hey, here, do this, like the product placement. Like I swear she had on a Sims hat the entire show. I was like,
Oh
I
yeah, that
want to
old
know.
one.
Yeah,
I don't know. Taylor's when he writes, he's very intentional about the brands he uses. So I'm sure there was some reasoning behind.
yeah,
But
hundred
I'm glad
percent.
you've seen it because I think everyone should watch it. It's an amazing show.
Yeah, great show. But yeah, it's nuts how you are starting to see fly fishing come up and more like that. Because I saw something else recently where there was like a fly fishing scene, and I just forget what it was, but um, it's nuts like how they have all the film stuff, and we're starting to see like legit like large scale, almost like cinematography movies being made about fly fishing. Like could people probably rant about this all the time. They're like, oh yeah, social media ruined fly fishing. Like you got the old heads. I had a dude in my comments on Instagram when I had that dude on last week, Low Country D. And he was like, "Oh, this is annoying as hell." It's like, dude, shut up. Like, you're a fucking 60-year-old dude. What the hell are you doing on Instagram? I don't know how you know how to use it. But it's like you're just gonna come over here and piss on a dude for using an old man voice. Like, come on. But like, there'd be, oh yeah, fly fishing ruined, or not fly fishing ruined. Instagram, like, social media ruined fly fishing. It's like if you actually look at it, the talent that it takes to actually film and edit one of those like large scale fly fishing films, like you see at the fly fishing film tour, is
Mm-hmm.
insane.
Oh yeah.
Like full like Steven Spielberg level like fly fishing movies.
I've seen a lot of those films. They're phenomenal. They're awesome, and I love that that's even a thing. The fly
Yeah,
fishing film fest that like tours around fly shops. Like that's what I'm saying about the fly fishing community. It is like this universal community that brings people together through whatever it is. If it's music, if it's film, if it's whatever tying or tournaments, like you are bonded through this one thing all over in fly shops all over the country, which is so cool. Like not a lot of other activities and sports I feel like have that, which is maybe
100%.
why it's becoming so big. But yeah, the film it's really cool. It's a interesting sport in the way that it's artistic too,
Yes.
and it draws in people that are artistic and creative, and just methodical and patient in a lot of ways, as opposed to like offshore fishing or something much more highly competitive. Um,
Right.
it brings in a certain type of person, and I think like things like the films become great because it's those minded creative people.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's not like you see it all the time. It's like I fished in college on a bass fishing team, but it's not like you're picking up a spinning rod and looking at your screen and just sitting there shaking a minnow. It's a lot more artistic than that. I know my buddies listen to this and they'll crucify me for saying that, but it is a lot more challenging. I This is how I compare like fly fishing to a lot. It's like, and like this kind of sounds bad too. Like anyone can pick up a rifle and kill a deer at 50 yards. You know, it's like really it fly fishing is a lot like bow hunting
Bow hunting.
to
Yes. I
really
love
like
that comparison. And I hear that a lot and I love that comparison.
oh yeah. And it's like that's kind of how all my buddies are too. Is like we all fly fish, and it's like I don't even own a rifle. I have a shotgun sitting in my closet, but it's like other than that, I really only bow hunt. And like everyone's like, "Oh, why do you only bow hunt? It's so much harder." I'm like, I don't want to just hop up in a tree and like pull out a rifle and just pull a trigger and be like, "Oh, well, bring it to the processor." Like you
Well,
actually have a legit connection to that animal. I've seen it on camera for the last 20 days, and I've
mhm.
missed it twice, knowing my luck. But
Yeah,
it's a lot like that.
it's so similar to that. And it, like you said, it creates that connection to whatever that animal is or that fish is. And it allows you to slow yourself down and think about what you're doing and why you're doing it. And yeah, everything's so fast gratification, especially with just social media and digitalized
Oh yeah,
things, that it's rare when you find something so analog. And I think we're craving things like that, just like how we like records and Polaroids and film,
yeah.
is the same way we like fly fishing and bow hunting. And because it's the analog way of doing it. And I think we're all trying to get back to a place where it's a little simpler and we're slowing ourselves down.
Oh yeah, dude. It is kind of crazy how that it's like bow hunting. Like all my buddies that bow hunt and fly fish will like records, and I mean I do have an Icon D90 that my microphone is actually sitting on top of right now. But it's like that stuff is just cool. I feel like all of that is just coming right back in. It's like the records and stuff like that. It's like my sister's 22 years old or 23 now, I think. Shit, I should know that. But but it's like when she was in high school, she's like, "Oh, I got a record player," and I
Yeah.
was like, "Damn, that's kind of cool." And I started like buying her records, like Dolly Parton records and stuff like that. She's like, "Oh, this is kind of cool." I was like, "Yeah, like records are the deal. Like, it's cool because you actually have something tangible to like actually hold, like like a cover and stuff like that." Whereas it's like, you know what, you can click in and listen to any song you want on Spotify, but it's like it's not as cool as a record player.
Mm-hmm.
And but
Totally.
next question, we presented by Free Fly Apparel. This is actually new. I just started doing this because I feel like I don't plug enough in my podcasts, and I didn't want to be screwing out of any of the partners of the podcast. So presented by Free Fly Apparel. How have you kind of seen? Like I've seen it a lot now, where it's like you know you got these brands, you got the women that are getting into fly fishing. How do you see these companies like making technical fishing clothing, kind of like catering towards the female demographic these days?
Yeah. Well, one, they um I would say companies are trying and getting better, but I'd
Oh
say
yeah,
we're definitely not where we need to be as far as um female apparel and accessibility and inclusivity. But, and I think any product developer at those brands would tell you that too. They know that they have a long ways to go, but at least the door is open and we're talking about that. Um, but yeah, I mean Charleston local Free Flight and Marshwear
oh yeah,
make make fishing clothes for women and just overall just boating outdoor activity clothes, which is awesome to have them so close and local and supportive of Lady Fly Club and everything that we're doing here. Um, but as far as like a national level, it's still really hard to find. And I
oh
think
yeah.
it's a really small market, but they're definitely getting there and they're seeing that it's growing, and I think that they're trying to almost keep up with how much it's growing. um but there's some great brands out there. I'd say they're not where I want them to be, and I think a lot of women say that too, but they're getting there, and that conversation is open, and we're we're on the path to having more and more women's apparel lines for the fly fishing industry. But
Oh yeah, it is crazy to like see kind of now. Like I know it's not on the saltwater side, but there are like full wader companies completely geared towards females
I
now.
did just hear that. I did just hear that, which is good because I've only ever worn waders made from male dimensions, which is extremely inconvenient.
Oh yeah. And that's like one of those things too. It's like that I know up at Hendersonville Outfitters, I shout out to my buddy Dave. He owns up there and he's like, yeah, check these out. He's like their waiters completely geared towards women. I think it's called like Mayfly Outdoors. And they are super well made. Like super well made and perfect for females. And it's like you don't really like I'm not gonna say anything about a brand in particular, but it's like you put on a pair of men's waders, they're like swimming on you. It's kind of like it's crazy, and they should have wader companies completely geared towards women because it
Yeah.
like it is starting to grow more and more on in the female demographic. So sooner or later they have to end up going. You're going to start
Yeah.
seeing all the bigger wader companies starting to do the same thing.
Yeah, totally. I think as the demographic grows, the product developers and the brands are going to grow with it. But I almost think that we're growing a little faster than these brands and companies can keep up with. Like,
Oh,
there's a
100%.
lot of us that are pursuing this sport, and a lot of it is untouched and new, which is cool and a unique opportunity to be at the front of it. So
100%. 100%. And it is really like the Charleston local companies. I completely forgot to mention Marshwear, and I apologize to the people over there at Marshwear for doing that. But two completely awesome companies that are kind of starting to do that stuff for women, which is really cool.
yeah,
But how cool has it kind of been to see local and nationally recognized companies starting to support the Lady Fly Club?
yeah, it's been awesome. It wasn't expected at all, and I honestly didn't even think about that concept and that idea, of partnering with these outdoor brands and, um, even just, yeah, local shops are so supportive. Um, Women that tie in other states have been reaching out to me, asking how they can support. When like everyone's so supportive, I think, which is awesome and helps so much for um, getting it off the ground. But yeah, I'd say Marshware and Free Fly have been awesome and very supportive, and it's just nice because they're in our backyard, and um, they're companies that just make sense to partner with. And just the local fly shops, honestly, have embraced it so much. They are down for anything and everything, like, and they care so much about doing it the right way. Whether that is just they're like, whatever you want to do it. Like, we don't want to overstep or anything. And Tanner and the guys at 843 were like, would you be okay with us if we well, one first he asked me if he should even have any guy staff there at all, which, like, the whole staff is guys. So he was straight. He was like, should I have any of my guys come, like, walk around and, like, get people materials that need them? I'm like, yes, like, that's okay. Like, it's okay. Like, they're allowed to be, like, staff there. Like, it's okay. And then he was like, can would you care if we wore wigs? Because they're just
I saw
like
that.
fun and silly. And I was like, go for it. Like, they're gonna love it. So it was also fun and great because there were so many girls that don't know the guys that work there or have been there, and they're like calling them by like their wig color, like, hey, where'd the green one go? Where'd the pink one? I need the pink one who's helping me. Like, and it was just so fun. So yeah, like, the fly shops have been so supportive and just nice. Yeah.
It was funny as hell to see Langston in like an orange wig, and then he had what are those things? The eye mask. I was like, dude,
Oh,
that's
I didn't see
crazy.
that.
I thought he had eye mask on. I thought he did. I forget.
The orange one was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was nuts. That was nuts. His t-shirt was insane.
Oh, yeah, they all wore, like, weird outfits to match.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
wild. But
Yeah,
dude,
it's so
so
fun.
what's next for the Lady Fly Club?
Yeah, well, right now, so our last few events have been, tying flies, and I think we want to be, well, I say we, it's just me, but, like, the club. um I want to be really intentional about having events that are educational and purposeful, but also treading that line between not just having social gatherings and not just being a social club where it's a bunch of women that get together and drink wine. As great as that is,
Plenty
I
of
think,
those.
yes, exactly. And I think guys in the sport can do that and get away with stuff like that because it's traditionally a man's sport and it has been for so long. But women that are trying to get into this sport and taken serious don't want to be known as a club that just gets together and drinks wine and talks about fishing.
Right.
So I want to keep it very educational and interesting and different. So this summer, I'm going to have an event in Florida where it's going to probably be tying and casting.
Oh,
And then we're going to have another one in Charleston in June. That's going to be a rigging and casting event where we're going to teach girls how to tie their fly line to their leader, to their fly, and tell them bring your flies that you've tied and kind of make it all come full circle, and then cast in a big park for a little bit, just to kind of put that together and then see where that goes, see how that takes, and see how many girls are interested in that. And then who knows, like, depending on how this year goes and the events and things like that, it'd be really cool in the future to be a part of hosting an all ladies fly tournament too.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think an all women's like company expo would kind of be something cool, like a little expo event boost and all that stuff. With
Oh yeah.
that'd be super cool. But
Yeah.
my last question is always so I have a running playlist of all my guests I give the guests 5 songs, and I I give 5 songs for a giant Spotify playlist. It's like 700 something songs long.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Just something cool for the end of it. But I can go first, or you can
Wait,
go first.
I'm not prepared for this.
Oh, that's fine.
What am I giving you? 5 songs?
Five
I
songs to add to the playlist.
Is there a theme to the playlist?
None at all. I've added Sabrina Carpenter to the playlist. That's
Okay.
I love some Sabrina Carpenter. I won't even lie.
Okay. It's okay, you don't have to lie. She's great.
She is
Uh,
great.
okay, yeah. You go first.
All right.
What are you watching?
Oh shoot, I just had the
The
playlist. All
songs are
right.
already on there.
Let's see. That
But
I just add them anyway. I double it up.
okay.
So my first one was Back Where It All Began, the Allman Brothers.
Okay.
Fire on the Mountain, the Daniel Donato version though.
Okay.
Spanish Moon, Little Feat. Bayou Man, Tab Benoit. He's a Delta Blues artist.
Okay.
And then Dan by Noah Khan off the new album.
Is that the new? I haven't listened to the
Yeah.
new one. Wait, what's the song? What's the newest song called?
Dan.
Dan.
Yeah, it's been the one that everybody's been posting their dog to on social media.
I don't think I'm on that side of social media yet, but okay, maybe.
It's
Okay.
it's an incredibly sad album. I won't even lie. Like
Oh gosh.
incredibly like very very like listen on a rainy day when it's downpouring, and it's terribly sad but still a great album.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I have to listen to it regardless. It's a cultural moment, so I will.
It is.
But okay. All right. I pulled up my like playlist that's songs that are just like me. Like it's just a Sage playlist. Okay, so my first song should already be in this playlist, but I'm
Okay.
just put it out there. Is A Pirate Looks at 40 by
Oh
Trout.
yeah, it's on there. I'll
Okay.
put in a different version. How about that?
Okay, that one should definitely be on there.
All right, I'll put a different version of A Pirate Looks at 40 in there.
This
Yeah.
are you on Spotify? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The song, I don't think you'll have this version. Friend of the Devil, live at Madison Square Garden with Maggie Rogers, Dead and Co.
Ooh, I bet that is good. I do like Maggie Rogers.
She's phenomenal. I love her. But she's phenomenal. I think that song is like 9 minutes long, but that version of it.
Let's see.
It's like Dead and Company, Fight in the Devil Life, Madison Square. That's
I
a good one.
saw Dead and Company twice.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I
I've never
saw
seen. How was that? Do you like John Mayer?
fantastic. Yeah, John Mayer was good. I liked John Mayer at guitar.
Yeah.
Saw him twice, and then I've seen Billy Strings like 5 times.
Oh, you're Billy. You're one of those.
Yeah, I like them all. My mom and
My
dad
friends
were.
here have seen Billy at least like 10 times.
Oh yeah, there's Julia's seen him a bazillion times.
And Julia's roommate has seen Billy like, I think 40 times.
That's insane. I saw him the first time I saw him was back. I want to say in 2018, like
Okay.
way back before he got big, at a bluegrass festival in the Outer Banks. One of my buddies.
That's honestly awesome.
Hardly remember it, but from what I remember, it was good.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, Billy's good. I'm not
He
like
is.
a Billy, crazy Billy person, but I'll listen to Billy.
There are
Um,
people that are like yeah, like big time
yeah,
fanatical about him.
no, oh yeah, and I'm not gonna take that. I know I'm not, so I'm not gonna pretend I am.
I'm more like that about Widespread Panic. I love Widespread
Really?
Panic. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's see the wides. What are the widespread fans called? Do they have a name?
Spread heads.
Okay, see, yeah. I was gonna say it's like Deadheads, yeah.
Yeah. All right. That was your second.
Okay. Second. Third is gonna be Forget About Georgia by Lucas Nelson.
I
You
don't
know that
even
song?
think I've heard of Lucas Nelson.
It's Willie Nelson's son.
No way. No,
It's he's phenomenal. I've seen Lucas and Willie together. They're phenomenal.
that's cool
Um,
as shit.
yeah, but you need to listen to that song.
I'm about to
Actually,
listen to that.
get off. Listen. That one's a great song.
Huh. I didn't even know Willie Nelson had a son that he had a relationship with.
Yeah, they play on stage every night. You need to listen to this song because it talks about his relationship with like his father's music and singing about Georgia and like
Interesting.
it's awesome.
That's
That's a
pretty
great.
cool. I'm gonna have to listen to that when we get off air.
Oh my gosh, it's phenomenal. His voice amazing. This one should be in there, but this one's just a classic. Midnight in Harlem.
I don't think
Tedeschi Black.
anybody has picked that yet.
Okay, that's a good one. That needs to go in.
Fantastic song.
And what do I have? One more.
Yep.
Okay, my last one's going to be this one is just a fun personal one to me. It's called The Captain's Daughter by Alison Krauss. It's like real traditional old folk country, girls
Oh
singing.
yeah.
Because I'm a captain's daughter, so
Oh cool. You're a dad god.
yes, he's a guide in Southwest Florida, but he doesn't
Oh cool.
fish.
Interesting.
Yes.
But that's all I've got for you this afternoon. Do you have any last thanks or plugs you want to give?
No plugs at the moment. Can't say so. Maybe in the future, but thank you so much for wanting to talk about Lady Fly Club and what we're doing. It's very early on in this journey, so hopefully there'll be more exciting stuff in the future. But yeah, follow Lady Fly Club on Instagram. I guess that's my plug.
Heck yeah. I'll post the tag on it on all the stuff I post. But I'm gonna click stop here and we're gonna let some tracks upload. I fucked this up last episode. You fucking killed. What's up, guys? That was Sage with the Lady Fly Club out of Charleston, South Carolina. What an awesome episode. If you are a female in Charleston, check out this group. Really cool group of people. I know a few different people that go to this, and they love it. Just a really good core group of people. If you are looking to be included in a Yeah, but if you're looking to get involved in a fly fishing community and you are a female, this is the group to check out. If you have any questions, I will leave Sage's contact information in the show notes. But once again, if you would like to save free shipping on your Cordina Eyewear orders, check the show notes and don't be afraid to use the code rise_flies CLT at checkout to grab your free shipping. And go check out the link in the show notes for your link to a month free of Trout Routes Pro. But also subscribe to the YouTube channel if you would like to. Leave a review on Apple. Give the show 5 stars on Spotify, and just tell somebody about the podcast. I greatly appreciate everybody that watched the Low Country D episode. I appreciate everybody who watches every episode. But that's it for this week. You guys have a great weekend. I will not be having a Friday show. I will be down actually in Low Country, South Carolina for my little brother's bachelor party. So no Friday episode. So catch me next Tuesday. Should be a fun one. But until then, I'll see you guys later.